Dạ nghe rõ.
Testing.
No, ready. All right, try interpreter. Working now. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry. Okay, now we can start, right? Huh? How do we? Microphone? Quite low. Okay. It's okay now. Okay, now we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Okay, today we are going to talk about viriti. Viriti means abstinence. So we have 3 types of abstinence. So the first one is occasional abstinence, sambhata viriti. Abstinence observed only then an occasion arises. Okay, here we should say a few things about this kind of occasion. This is more practical in our daily life. For example, now we have, that means all of meditators here had undertaken 10 research. But here you have full facility. Although you don't touch money, it doesn't matter. You can survive. Okay, this is normal, right? But when you have some problem, money issue, right? Then you don't want to touch money. At that time, you must find a solution. Who can help you? In order that you can undertake precept well. So this kind of abstinence is called Sampata Viriti. Okay, we have many other occasions. For example, Panadipata. Now we are in the hall. We don't need to kill any living beings. Then when we are walking around, then we may see one animal, like a snake, for example. So we can chase out the snake, we can also kill the snake if we really encounter. So in this kind of case, instead of killing, if we chase out, this occasion, we just encounter something. At the time, we choose the way to avoid killing. This is called Sampata Viriti. So in every daily life, in every activity in our daily life, we have to be towards occasional abstinence, Sampata Viriti. So why? Mostly when we have the problem, we have two choices, right? We can follow precepts, we can keep precepts, we can also break precepts. We have two options. When we really encounter, at the time we can know how strong we are. If we just follow the way to break precepts, then we don't have Sampata Viriti. If we just follow the way to undertake precepts or to keep precepts, at the time we can say Sampata Viriti. Okay, now we should talk about Vinaya, particularly, right? Then you may also have known this kind of statement. The Buddha allowed to remove minor rules. You may have known this one, right? But many generations, from Venerable Mahakassapa until now, nobody removed minor rules. That means when we do the first council, agreements, there's agreement. Don't add any new thing into Tipitaka. Don't remove anything from Tipitaka. All the Bhikkhu Sangha has this kind of agreement. This is determined by an Arhat, or maybe group of Arhat. Okay, the main thing is, when we are a little bit lazy to follow Vinaya rules, or when we are not ready to follow Vinaya rules, we may say, okay, we can break this kind of rules. Right? So two conditions, we can also follow, we can also break. It depends on the condition we have. We don't know what will happen. Right? On the way, for example, okay, I should say easier example, right? Easier example means we are traveling by plane. On the plane, I'm only bhikkhu in the front row. For example, right? Nobody see what I'm doing or what I'm eating. Okay. Also, airline is also non-Buddhist airline. They didn't know anything about Vinaya. So midnight, if they offer food, I can reject, I can also accept. Nobody know. I'm following Vinaya or breaking Vinaya. Nobody know. Only bhikkhu. No other Buddhist can see me. I'm in front row, right? in this kind of case, this is our choice. Shall we follow or shall we break? This is samatha viriddi. Okay, when we talk about sila, actually with the viriddi also called sila, right? But when we talk about sila, we also have to understand what this samatha viriddi. Okay, I should say it easier way, right? Then when we ask people, which one do you like more? Money and morality. Then how will you answer? If we say, which one is more valuable? Money or morality? People may say easily, right? If I ask this kind of question to a Buddhist, they may say morality is better than money. Which one do you like more? If they don't have enough consideration, they will say, I like morality more. Right? Then when we really encounter to choose one of them, for example, you wish to earn money. If we tell the truth, you will lose your money. If you don't tell the truth, you can earn money. At the time, which one will you choose? This is samatha viriddi. It's your decision. For earning money, you can also break precepts. Okay, give up money, you can also take precepts. This is a daily life. So when I ask many questions like that, which one is more valuable? Morality and money. They say morality is more valuable. Which one will you choose if you have to choose morality and money? They will say, I will choose morality. Okay, in your daily life, how many times have you ever chosen morality? Well, we have two options, money and morality. This is just one example, right? Not only money, there are many other gain, many other profit. So profit and morality. Sometimes if we undertake precept, if we just follow precept, we will lose some profit. Which one will you choose? This is it. Daily life. So anyway, in the case of occasional abstinence, there are many things to say. Many things to say. Also, we also have many stories. Okay, we should just approach practical way, right? This is it. Occasional abstinence come from our daily life. Another thing is undertaking abstinence, samadhana viriddi. Abstinence observed through commitment to moral precepts. Okay, in this kind of case, now you undertake 10 precepts. This is just undertaken. Now you undertake maybe 1 month, right? Because of 1 month retreat. So if we have this kind of undertaking, as we have undertaken, we just follow the precepts. This is undertaking abstinence. So in this kind of case, sometimes it depends on respective one. For example, you may undertake precept from the Buddha. The Buddha is more respectable. Then similarly, you may undertake precept from a bhikkhu. You can also undertake precept from a lay person. So sometimes we undertake precept from a respectable person, like a Buddha or bhikkhu, or some respectable teacher. Out of respect to the teacher or Buddha or somebody, we undertake precept strictly. We follow precept strictly. This is also called undertaking abstinence, samadhana viriddi. Then another thing is uprooting abstinence, samucheda viriddi. That one is abstinence that is complete and permanent in the case of noble beings. That means when somebody had already attained path and fruition knowledge, they will undertake precept strictly, naturally. So you have already known Sotapanna will follow 5 precepts naturally. Not like ordinary people. Ordinary people had to undertake precept also with difficulty. Right? Sometimes we want to break precepts, but we have to train our mind too much. But for about Sotapanna, their willingness is strong. That's not that much difficulty. No more hesitation to undertake precepts. Similarly for Anagami, Anagami will take 10 precepts, strictly, naturally. So that is why, right? I told you, many Anagami with bank accounts or a lot of money, be careful, right? Anagami will undertake 10 precepts. Be careful that one. Right? 10 precepts, not 5 precepts. Naturally they will follow. So that means, although they have some remaining defilements, their defilements are not so strong. That's why they will not break any of 10 precepts. Okay, similarly we can also understand Sotapanna. Their attainment is so strong that it will make all the defilements weaker. All the defilements become very weak. Then they will not break any precepts. Mostly we break precepts because of defilements. When we have a very strong, very gross defilements, we will break precept, right? Sometimes we have defilements, but only mentally we feel something, but it does not. We don't make any actions or any speech. In the case of Sotapanna, that means in their mind they may have defilements, but the defilements are not so strong that they will not break any precepts. Similarly, Anagami, they have remaining defilements, but their defilements are not so strong that they will not break any of 10 precepts. This is a samucheda viriddi. So this is actually also called sila, morality. Okay, now, the characteristics of sila is a self-restraint and moral discipline, silana. So that means self-restraint. We have to train ourselves. Right? Then also moral discipline. The function is to eliminate immoral states. So this is the nature of sila. We have many different levels of sila also. It depends on our intention, our aim. There will be different level. It all depends on activity, supreme factors. There will be different level. So we may have many people in our community. When we undertake precepts, we may expect gain or fame, popularity. If we undertake precept for this kind of purpose, for this kind of achievement, this is inferior morality. Although it's inferior morality, we have to train ourselves. Without training, it's impossible, right? So sometimes we also know the benefit of future lives. By undertaking precepts, we can get better lifestyle or something, right? We may expect. This one also, not so smart enough, then that sila is also just medium. Just following noble person's footstep. Sometimes we have, for example, the Buddha, Bodhisattva. We have fulfilled sila parami. This is also a good thing to do. This is also beneficial for the community. That's why we do it. This is a high-ranking sila. So when we have sila, we can eliminate immoral state. This is the nature of sila. Now the manifestation is purity and blamelessness. Sochya. So that means when we have very strong morality, it becomes blameless. Then our mind also can be pure. Our body action and speech are also pure. The proximate cause is a moral share in a moral dredge. Actually, I have already mentioned these two before. 2 days ago, right? Hirabadapa. These are protector of the world. These are also the proximate cause of morality. Then you may remember, Hiri comes from self-respect. Uttapa comes from respect for others. If we respect our own value, we have Hiri. If we respect the value of other people, this is also Uttapa. These two will cause morality stronger. Okay, this is about validity. Actually, we can also talk about wrong action, wrong speech, wrong thought. In the case of validity, it can be wrong action and wrong speech. These are called validity. So, you may have already known Sama Vacha, Sama Kamana, Sama Ajiva. Right? Right speech, right actions, right livelihood. These two are called validity, abstinence. Then these three are also called morality. That's why here I just put under the name of morality. And now we should move to the next one. The characteristics of karuna is inclination to alleviate suffering of beings. Okay, here we should say we don't want to see people suffering. We don't want to remove their suffering. We don't want to make them peaceful. This is the nature of karuna. So karuna will take suffering being as an object. But we also think that we are not suffering now, right? That's why we are not worthy of karuna. Then you may think like that also, right? But actually, everybody has the suffering of aging, sickness, death. All the living beings are beautiful living beings. Suffering living beings. That is why karuna can be for anybody. The function is to be unable to bear the suffering of others. So that means we don't want to, right, see anybody, we don't want to make them peaceful. Okay, one more thing here. Karuna is the opposite of cruelty. We have talked about vihimsa before, right? Cruelty. So, here we also use the Pali word apamanya. Apamanya means immeasurable. Immeasurable means without limiting any living beings, without any boundary, without any limitation, we have to radiate metta toward all types of living beings. So Karuna will take all types of living beings without boundary, without limit. That's why they are also called immeasurable. The manifestation is a non-cruelty and active benevolence. This is also very clear, right? I already mentioned this, obviously, of Vihimsa. The prosmic cause is the perceptions of helplessness in the suffering beings. So if we perceive living beings helpless, then we will help them. Okay, the main thing is living beings, helpless living beings. These are the prosmic cause. Then we have the next one. The characteristics of mudita is a rejoicing in the success and happiness of others. So we have already talked about mudita many times. We also have mudita meditation. The mudita is, mostly we understand as a sympathetic joy. Okay, one more thing here. Sympathetic joy is the opposite of isa, jealousy, or envy. So if we are very strong, if we are jealous of somebody, then we don't have mudita. So this will be opposite. The function is to remain free from envy, anisayana. That means free from jealousy. So these are the conditions of mudita. Then again, we have to move the next one. The manifestation is the elimination of boredom, dissatisfaction, resentment towards others' well-being. So if we cannot feel happy for other people's success, that is not mudita. So in our daily life, we cannot have mudita all the time. From time to time, we may have mudita. Sometimes we don't have mudita. Just normal. Then the prosmic cause is perceptions of others' happiness and success. So if we can see or if we can know happiness or success of other people, other living beings, then this can be the cause of mudita. Okay, one more thing here, right? Sometimes, like a small kid, infant, right? When they start walking, when they start speaking, people are very happy, right? Parents are very happy. Then, similarly, if some of our friends pass examination, they are very smart, they can do many things, for example, right? We can also rejoice. We can also appreciate. This is the nature of mudita. So karuna also immeasurable. Mudita is also immeasurable. It will take all the happy living beings, successful living beings, without limitation, without boundary. That's why this is called immeasurable, apamanya. So today we have already talked about viridity, abstinence, right? Wrong speech, right speech, right action, right livelihood. It's not always arising, right? I already mentioned 3 abstaining also. Then again, karuna not always arising, mudita also not always arising. Only sometimes we may have. Okay, similarly, we can also go to panya. The characteristics of panya is a penetrating reality as it truly is, and akin to an actual precise shoot. So that means you may have already read Bodhavansa. There's one event. You can also see many pictures. Bodhisattva show his archery skill. Right? Then they also mention many different types of archery skill in the text. Okay, I will give very easy example. In the day it will be a little bit different, right? For example, you have very small thread. It can be made of cotton or it can be nylon. Okay, when you sew your clothes, you may have thread, right? Okay, very fine thread. The Bodhisattva can shoot into the thread, split it into two. Not cutting, split into two. And the thread and hair is thinner, right? Right? Hair is thinner. Okay, then we also see like some wool from the sheep also thinner than body hair, right? Our head hair. Even that kind of hair, Bodhisattva can shoot into it, making split into two pieces. It doesn't mean cut, split into two pieces. That kind of skill. This is mentioned in the text. Okay, similarly, when we have wisdom, we can know exactly that is the truth, that's not truth. This is the nature of wisdom. So we can penetrate, we can know clearly. The function is to eliminate the object, dispelling ignorance like a lamp, revealing what is concealed. So then here we say lamp, right? If we have lighting, we can see all the things clearly. That's why wisdom will illuminate the object. Then it will also remove darkness of ignorance. Then we also have a few explanations. Wisdom also can be like a direct understanding of individual characteristics and general characteristics. Individual characteristics means, for example, I already mentioned Phassa, Vena, Sanya, Chirana, every single mental factors, there's the characteristics. We can know it. General characteristics mean anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is the call. Right? General characteristics, we can also know all these things. So sometimes we have a common sense. Many cases we can understand by common sense, right? In this kind of case, we cannot say wisdom. Then we can also, right? If we are knowledgeable, we can give many excuses, many reasons. If we want to do something, we will have many reasons. We will give many reasons. If we don't wish to do also, we may get many reasons. This kind of skill is not really called panya. Sometimes we can also like a dishonesty or insincerity or crookedness. Right? This kind of things is called. This one does not call wisdom. Sometimes when we are very clever and very smart, very intelligent, right? We can also change untrue to true, true to untrue also, right? We have many reasons, many sources. Okay, this kind of things is not called wisdom. Now, the manifestation is a lucid discernment and clarity of understanding. I can do a skilled guide navigating the dense forest. Navigating the dense forest. So that means when we get lost in the forest, we need tourist guide, right? Okay, for example, now in Nepal, you have trekking, right? There's also many ways to climb mountain here and there. So since I'm not native, if I follow any way, then I can get lost on the way. If we have tourist guides, it's easier. We just follow tourist guides. We will not get lost. Similarly, wisdom will not make us lost. How many times you get lost when you are practicing? I'm gonna feel the breath. I'm gonna know the breath. Right? You get lost. Then there are many other ways. The main thing is, if we have wisdom, we will not get lost. Everything will be very clear, then we can understand everything clearly. The proximate cause is a deep concentration. Samadhi, as stated by the Buddha, one who has developed concentration sees things as they truly are. So that means if we can develop concentration, then we can be wiser. So for your information, we have Sila, Samadhi, Panya, 3 trainings. Sila can lead to Samadhi, concentration. Samadhi can lead to Panya, wisdom. They are related. We have to do step by step. Then we also have many other explanations of Banya. Okay, the opposite of Banya is ignorance, moha, or avijja. If we have avijja, we cannot know the truth. If we have wisdom, we can know the truth. These two are opposite. Okay, now we have to continue Logodarachita because I forgot to talk about Logodarachita, right? So today we just finished all the 52 mental factors. For about Buddhity, I didn't write down, right? Right speech, right action, and right thoughts. Right livelihood. These are called Buddhity. Okay, now wisdom. Since we are sensual beings, not all the time we have wisdom. Sometimes we have wisdom, sometimes we don't have wisdom. Then, when we attain jhana, all the jhana will associate with wisdom. Then, when we are practicing vipassana, of course, sometimes also just habitual discernment, we don't have wisdom. Then, mekha phala, path and fruition knowledge, there will be wisdom. Okay, now, I should move to Logodarachita. So, everybody knows this Logodarachita, Sotapatti Magga, 3 and 3 paths knowledge, Sakadagami Magga, 1 Tritana path knowledge, Nagami Magga, no Tritana path knowledge, Arhata Magga, Arhata path knowledge. These are path knowledges. Then when we elaborate a little bit more than that, then we may have many other conditions also. For example, there are many people they don't attain jhana. They just attain asset concentration. Based on that, they practice vipassana. Then they could attain Sotapaddi Magga. So at the time, although they haven't attained jhana, but when they attain path knowledge, their path knowledge will associate with the first jhana. This is it for pure vipassana vehicle. Then we also have another condition. Also, although we attain jhana, but we don't use jhana as a foundation, or maybe we just do only asset concentration, and then continue practicing vipassana. So that means at the time also, Sotapaddi Magga will associate with the first jhana. So it depends on how we practice, right? So since we have first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, fifth jhana, right? We already mentioned before in the material realms. Similarly, those who attain jhana, then foundation jhana also can be first jhana, second jhana, for example. Then they could practice vipassana, and they could also attain path and fruition knowledge at the time. Their path and fruition knowledge also can associate with second jhana. Similarly, third jhana, fourth jhana, fifth jhana. So Sotapanna can associate with 5 jhanas. Sakadagami Magga also can associate with 5 jhana. Anagami Magga also can associate with 5 jhana. Arahata Magga also can associate with 5 jhana. Altogether, 20 Magga Citta. Okay, now we have to move fruition. Sotapaddi Phala, 3 fruition. Sakadagami Phala, 1 jhana fruition. The Anagami Phala, no jhana fruition. Arahata Phala, arahata fruition. As we have mentioned before, Sotapaddi Phala also can associate with first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, fifth jhana. Similarly, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahata Phala, all of them can associate with 5 jhana. Totally, there will be 20 fruition knowledges, fruition consciousnesses. So if we summarize 4 path knowledges, 4 fruition knowledges, so if we multiply by 5 jhanas, there will be 20 path consciousnesses, 20 fruition consciousnesses, altogether 40. Then you may also have many other questions about jhana. How is it possible to attain jhana? Right? You may have many other questions also. Okay, now here I should introduce a few things about jhana and path and fruition knowledge. Okay, here we have the statement, Padaka jhana, the foundational jhana for vipassana, a jhana that a meditator enters before practicing vipassana. This is called Padaka jhana. So that means, according to these 3, here I list out 3, right? According to these 3, there will be different jhana. Okay, for example, we should talk about the first jhana already, right? We already talked about first jhana. So meditator enter the first jhana, after that contemplates Namarupa of first jhana as anicca dukkha anatta, attain path and fruition knowledge. Then that path knowledge will associate with, path and fruition knowledge will associate with first jhana. Similarly, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, fifth jhana, the same. Then we also have second one, number 2, samasita jhana. The jhana in which Namarupa is contemplated as impermanent, suffering, non-self. Okay, here we have a few different conditions. Okay, for example, as a foundation, meditator may enter into fourth jhana or fifth jhana. After that, he will contemplate fifth jhana Namarupa as anicca dukkha anatta. Foundation can be fourth jhana or fifth jhana, but he just contemplate Namarupa or fifth jhana as anicca dukkha anatta. This is also possible. Then, okay, enter into third jhana, but he just contemplate second jhana as anicca dukkha anatta. This is also possible. Okay, in this kind of case, we have two different things. Sometimes Padaka jhana can be higher, Samasita jhana can be lower. Okay, it also can be opposite. Sometimes Padaka jhana can be lower, Samasita jhana can be higher. We're going to have two different conditions. In this kind of case, there will be some conditions. So we should follow higher one, right? For example, foundation jhana is higher, then Samasita jhana is lower. When we can attain path and fruition knowledge, it will follow higher one. Okay, I will give one example. Then a meditator enter into the second jhana. Right? This is the foundation. After he contemplates the first jhana as anicca dukkha anatta. But when he attains path and fruition knowledge, his path knowledge, fruition knowledge will associate with second jhana. Foundations are higher, right? Then Samasita jhana is lower. Again, if Samasita is higher, for example, he may enter into the first jhana, but he will contemplate second jhana as anicca dukkha anatta. At the time, second jhana is higher, right? When he attains path and fruition knowledge, it will be associated with second jhana. Okay, if we summarize 1 and 2, Padaka jhana and Samasita jhana, this is common. We have to have foundation jhana when we are practicing. Without foundation, I already mentioned, this is pure Vaisnava vehicle, it will be first jhana. But for about Padaka and Samasita, right? When we attain path and fruition knowledge, we will follow higher one. If Samasita is higher, it will be Samasita jhana. If Padaka is higher, it will be Padaka. So that means one of these two will determine what kind of jhana will associate with path and fruition knowledge. If Padaka and Samasita jhana are the same, what will happen? We don't need to say anything, right? Padaka also first jhana, Samasita also first jhana, very clear. Okay, now we have the last one, Pukkala Jasaya. The jhana attained according to the meditator's personal tendency or inclination. Okay, here we can also say preference. Then there are some people, they like that jhana because they have piti, right? According to fourfold method, maybe it will be the second jhana, right? That's piti, right? So they like piti. Then they like sukha, right? There will be some jhana with sukha. So people have different preference. Although they have attained higher jhana, it depends on which one they like. There will be different conditions. So Bhogalaja also, they may have their favorite jhana. So then he will enter into any jhana of his choice. He will contemplate jhana as impermanent, anicca, dukkha, anatta, something like that, right? So in this kind of case, according to their preference, jhana also, they can attain path and future knowledge. So this one will be final decision, right? Okay, so we have Lokuttara Citta. Why Lokuttara Citta associated with jhana? The what kind of jhana will associate with it? So we have to understand these three: Paraka, Samasita, Bhogalaja. Though these three will decide which jhana will associate with path and future knowledge. So, okay, we should go to Buddha's practice. When the Buddha attained path and future knowledge, actually he is using 4-4 jhana method, not 5 jhana. 4-4 jhana method, right? Now in our tradition also, we just use 4-4 method, according to the sutta. So in the case of the Buddha, when he attained Sautapatti Magga Phala, it is associated with the first jhana. Sakadagami Magga associated with second jhana. Nagami Magga associated with the third jhana. Arahata Magga Phala associated with fourth jhana. This is how the Buddha attained path and future knowledge. Okay, these are mental factors and consciousnesses. So we have many types of consciousnesses. Altogether, we have 89 consciousnesses. If we recall, 12 akusala consciousnesses, 18 rootless consciousnesses, 24 beautiful synesthesia consciousnesses, 15 material consciousness, material jhana consciousnesses, 12 immaterial jhana consciousnesses. So these are called mundane consciousnesses. Altogether, 81 mundane consciousnesses. For Lokuttara, supramundane, we have 4 path knowledges. We can say 4 path consciousnesses, 4 fruition consciousnesses. Then if we multiply by 5 jhana, we can also say 20 path consciousnesses, 20 fruition consciousnesses. If we calculate altogether, so 8 Lokuttara Citta in brief, 14 Lokuttara Citta in detail. If we calculate all types of consciousnesses, there are 89 consciousnesses in brief and 121 consciousnesses in detail. These are consciousnesses. Then we also have mental factors. We have 7 universal. We also have 6 centuries. We also have 14 unwholesome mental factors. We also have 25 beautiful mental factors. Altogether 52 mental factors. So I have already introduced in the very beginning, whenever consciousness arises, mental factor will arise together. It will be different number. Sometimes only 7 manifestors will follow. Sometimes it can be 12, 13, maybe it also can be 31, 32, 33, 38, right? It depends on the condition we have. There can be many different types of manifestors that arise together with consciousnesses. So we also should know the relationship between consciousness and manifestors. It will take time to elaborate, but it's possible. Okay? So maybe next topic will be about relationship between consciousness and manifestors. You will feel headache. Get ready. Okay? I will try my best to summarize. Okay, I will stop here. May you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering. Okay.
The chat.
Okay.
Vandami Bante. When does 38 Chetasik appears?
When that age is got beer.
Which condition?
Okay. For example, Lokuttara Citta. Lokuttara Citta, right? Lokuttara Citta will associate with 7 universal, 6 centuries, altogether 13. Then we have 19 beautiful manifestors, right? So altogether, how many? How many? Okay. After that, we have 3 abstinence and wisdom. Right? Okay, if we say that it is just generally means whenever we talk about kusala citta, right? So we can say abhamanya cannot be all the time. If we have karuna, we're going to have mudita. These two cannot arise together, right? If we say 8 wholesome consciousnesses, according to, for example, okay, when we say kusala dhamma, akusala dhamma, abhyagata dhamma, according to dhamma sangani, right? When we say kusala dhamma, it will be all the 21 types of wholesome consciousnesses. Then also 38 manifestors, they are called kusala dhamma. If we say akusala dhamma, then it will be 12 akusala citta, also 27 manifestors, like this, right? Actually, in one consciousness, it cannot be all 38. So that means we may have maybe around 36, maybe, yeah? More 36. No. Huh? No, okay. We can say 12, 13, and also 19, right? Altogether, 31. Right? 31, right? 31, after that we have a, no, huh? 32. After that we have 3 abstinence, 35. This is the maximum for Lokuttara Citta. Panyani also sure. Panyani also 36 sure. Okay.
Sayadaw, can someone attain the Arahata Magga without going through the other stages, or does it happen like they attain first Sotapatti Maggapala and then Sakadagami Maggapala one by one?
Actually, they will attain one by one. They cannot skip, they cannot jump. Right? Okay? Actually, okay, I should go to the book, right? It will be easier. Actually, when Buddha attained Buddhahood, it depends on, different approach. For example, some teacher, we're not say some teacher, some meditation teacher, right? Mostly they emphasize on divine origination too much. That's when they talk about divine origination too much. But in the case of real attainment, it is actually totally different. Okay, here we can say this one, Mahavajira Vipassana. Okay, though this is one thing, right? This describe the Buddha profound insight into the past, present, future, divine origination, Parijasmubhada of all beings in countless world systems. It involves observing ultimate reality of Paramattha Dhamma of beings across 3 time periods in, here we can say, 100,000 world system, right? This result in, okay, here you can so also understand. Okay, this already here mentioned, right? How many types of meditation subjects? Okay, also okay, we can say multiplying by anicca dukkha anatta. You can also see the number. This is called Mahavajira Vipassana. So based on that, many people also say divine origination. Actually, divine origination is only Paccapparikha Jnana, the knowledge of cause apprehension. So here, 7 purification, right? Divine origination will be number 4, Kankavudana Visuddhi. So for other things here, you can use many other methods. Okay? So many other method means, okay, it will be many also, right? So that's why not only divine origination, the world also have to practice all the inside knowledge just one by one. Okay? I didn't write down Buddha inside knowledge here in my notes. Okay. Okay.
Manami Sado, when we post reels about dana, sila, meditation, so others can rejoice, is it still called mana?
No. Rejoicing is not mana, right? Okay. Mana means your mind is not very flexible. Okay? So when your mind is flexible, it's not mana. So you can rejoice over other people's marriage. They also can rejoice your marriage, right? In this kind of case, we cannot say mana. Happiness is not, right? That kind of happiness is not mana. Okay now?
So there are many questions on Zoom. There's First question said, Anagami Arya, he removed the Kamachanda, and an Arahant removed the Raga. Is there any difference of the defilement being removed?
Okay. So when we talk about raga or tanha or anything, right? Anagami will eradicate kamachanda. We can also say kama raga, sensual desire or sensual lust, right? But they cannot eradicate bhava tanha or bhava raga, attachment to life or existence. But Arhat will eradicate all types of raga. Okay, when you study Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, you may also know Kama Tanha, Bhava Tanha, Vibhava Tanha, right? So Anagami can eradicate Kama Tanha. So Bhava Tanha remain. The Kama Raga Sanyojana, they can eradicate. Bhava Raga Sanyojana cannot eradicate. This is Anagami, right? Any question?
Uh, Another question, please elaborate more about how to know and to understand what difference of Magga Chitta and Phala Chitta. Thank you.
How different between Nagajana and Phalajita? Okay. So that means, okay, we should say with some easier way, right? Mecca also eradicates defilements. Phala also eradicates defilements. Okay, these are irradiant defilements. Okay, Satapati Mecca will eradicate Vijikicha, also wrong view, or Siddhapata Paramasa, right? They will eradicate this one. Also, then we also have Sakadagami. Sakadagami will not eradicate any new defilements, but it will make all the defilements weaker. So there are some remaining defilements, right? But it makes them weaker. Then we also have Anagami. Anagami will eradicate Raga, Kama Raga. Also, we have Patika, Dosa. So Anagami may not have any fear, worry, anxiety, excitement. So their mind is more stable. Then they don't have sensual desire, that's why Anagami will not get married, right? Sarabhana will get married. Sakarami can get married. Anagami will not get married. Then Arhat will eradicate all types of defilements. So past knowledge eradicates, fruition also eradicates. The difference between these two, okay, we have one simile given by one of Myanmar scholar. For example, we make fire on the ground. Then we pour water to extinguish fire. The fire disappears. Right? That means past knowledge. But there will be some heat on the ground because of power of the fire. Then if we pour second pot of water, it will remove all the heat on the ground. Okay, similarly, the first water is like Mecca, second is like a Phala. Okay? Yeah.
How can we know if we have attained upachara samadhi or it is just tranquility? Can tranquility last about 2 hours or more than 2 hours in single sitting?
Okay, if you practice tranquility also can last very long. This is also possible. But one more thing, right? When you have tranquility, you have to know which object it is. Taking what kind of thing as an object, you have tranquility. This is the main thing, right? In the case of asset concentration, you must keep knowing the nimitta, patipaka nimitta. Then you may have a little bit deeper concentration, then no more hindrances. Then also similar to absorption stage. Right? Then this is also called asset concentration. So since you cannot balance 5 control and 5 qualities very well, then sometimes you may drop. Right? Sometimes you may fall to Vanga stage.
So that if someone is good at concentration meditation but lacks happiness in their real life, will it be obstruction for jhana attainment? Can samatha practice overcome real life sadness?
Sadness.
Yes.
Actually, you must overcome sadness first to practice samatha. Right? This is the opposite order, right? Samatha can overcome or not, I'm not sure, right? So you have to overcome sadness first. Okay, one more thing, right? There are many ways to overcome worry, anxiety, fear, right? Many ways to overcome. Actually, this is also a kind of dosa, actually. There are many ways to overcome dosa. If you can overcome well, this is good enough.
My relatives are practicing Mahayana. In occasional like holidays, they want me to join the Mahayana chanting at the temple. I don't want to hurt their feeling and telling lies for my excuse, but I also don't want to lose my mindfulness. Good Sayadaw, teach me how to do with this situation. Thank you, Sayadaw.
Family are practicing?
They invite to chant
Do
in the
chant
temple.
I say, okay. Of course, you don't want to do that one. You just tell a line, right? You don't want to follow trend that you just tell a line, right?
Yes, I don't want to tell lie for the excuse, but also don't want to hurt their feeling, don't lose her mindfulness. So how to do?
Okay, in this kind of case, maybe if you cannot reject, okay, you can accept for some times, but not always, right? Actually, family issue very difficult to do. If the family, if your family, that kind of case, first when your parents, more difficult to reject. Okay, then? Okay. Actually, okay, we have all the good quality, we also have all the bad quality. I already mentioned mental factors, right? For the unwholesome mental factors, these are negative power. We have beautiful mental factors, these are positive power. Okay, what about 7 universal and 6 sundries? It can be both good and bad, right? The main thing is, what kind of quality do you have? Try to improve this one. What kind of negative power do you have? Try to remove this one. Try to change this one. It will be good enough. Sometimes if we think about very high level also, then you will feel headache also, right? Okay, now? Oh, mosquito. No more question?
And there is questions that so she read an article about there's a mental disorder with many multiple identities. Every time she behave in different identities and different voice, different characteristic. So, so what she understands is one person only have one nama and rupa, arise and perish all continuously, but there is a unique way in order to have a feeling of I, myself. But in this case of multiple identities, mental disorder, how can we understand?
Okay. Actually, we also have multiple identity also. When you are little kids, how is your mind? When you are teenage, how is your mind? When you grow older, how is your mind? Changing, right? So that means according to the conditions, environment, age, like the way we accept also change, right? Okay, then when he change, this is another identity, okay? Right?
Many people and monks had attained Magganphala just by listening Dhamma preaching from the Buddha with chanic power. Just by listening with chanic power. If a person has to lend money to someone but he didn't. Sorry, Sarah, may I just ignore this question? It's so messy.
Okay, so messy, okay. Okay, then.
When I am sitting meditation for a while, 1 to 2 hours, and don't have uddacha, but it's still the same without any improvement until the end of each time, could Bante teach me how to make the improvement?
Every single session?
Have without uddacha, but no improvement.
No improvements.
Yes.
Actually, no uddacha doesn't mean you improve also, right? Although you don't have uddacha, if you are Tina Meda, what will you do? Huh? Okay, one more thing, right? No uddacha. That means if you just keep knowing one object continuously, so we can say it's no uddacha. If you have many objects in one session, then this is also uddacha. Right? One more thing here, right? For all the new meditator, if you say, I don't have uddacha, I also suspect. There will be some condition. When your mind and breath become very harmonious, at the time no uddacha is possible. You can know breathing effortlessly, naturally, at the time no uddacha is possible. As long as you have to make effort, up and down. You may have up and down concentration. Okay, now, next one.
Please elaborate more what to be changed from Magga Citta to Phala Citta.
It naturally no need to change. Right? Okay. Actually, I have already mentioned in the very beginning of the Dhamma talk, prerequisites of meditation. Right? Okay, let me go to practice before. Prerequisites of meditation. Sorry. Okay, here. Preliminary factors for meditation, right? Purification of morality, giving a major impediment, seeking guidance from competent teacher, practicing proper meditation subject, avoiding unsuitable monastery, right? Residing in suitable monastery, giving up minor impediment. This is a prerequisite of meditation, right? Okay, in your case, you may worry about your parents. This is impediment. If you can find somebody who can take care of you, you'll be okay. Second, this is also one of the impediments. You must find a solution, right? In this case, I cannot have. You must find by your own to yourself. I don't know where you live, how you live. Okay? Okay now?
Dạ con xin hỏi là khi tâm đạo sinh lên thì liên hệ với bát chánh đạo như thế nào ạ?
Sayadaw, when Magga Chitta arise, how it associate with a Noble Eightfold Path?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we have to talk about mental factors, right? Okay, we should go to Noble Eightfold Paths according to mental factors. For example, Samadhi, right view. This is the wisdom. Samasankappa, right thought. This is a Viddaka. Then after that we have Samavacha, Samagamanta, Samajiva. These are abstinence, viridity. After that, Samavayama, Viriya. Right? From the Viriya, Charisika, right? Samasti, mindfulness. Or Sati, Charisika, right? Finally, Samasamadhi, Ekakata, one-pointedness. So they will arise together. They will work together. This is called Noble Eightfold Paths. But it will be a little bit more in detail if we say more than that. Actually, I have a note, but it will be too wide. Right? Too wide means when we say Samadhi, for example, right? So we have 4 noble truths. We have to understand 4 noble truths. This is called Samadhi. What is that? Okay. Not here. Okay. Any other thing? Any question? No more? No question in this room? Okay, huh? Okay, now no more, right? Any question from here? Oh no, okay. I cannot find where I'm put. Okay, anything? Another question? No more.
I think this question we can understand. Bante Kaya means groups, so Kaya Pasadi, because group of Chetasika are there, is it right?
Kaya Pasati?
Means group of Chetasika are there, is it right?
Okay.
So she asks, Kaya means group.
Okay, here we cannot
So-
say Kaya means group, right? Oh, we can also say Kaya means body with translate like that, right? No, not the group. No more. Okay.
Wandami Sayadaw, can a Sotapanna who hasn't attained any jhana easily enter Phalasamapatti?
Actually, for Sotapanna, I already mentioned, right? They are Sotapatti Mega Phala were associated with jhana. But they cannot enter into the jhana. But they can enter into fruition attainment. Okay? When they enter into fruition attainment, then they will know Nibbana as an object. So that means, although they don't attain jhana, they can enter into fruition attainment. Phala Samapatti. Okay?
Thank you, Sayadaw. So in case they have suffering in a body, can they just enter Phalasamapatti to rest and just reduce the pain?
Okay, in this case, there will be many different solutions. It depends on their skill. Right? So when they have, for example, like Vipassati, of course they can overcome by the power of Vipassati. Okay, yeah?
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
No more. No question in the Zoom. No question.
Mada can say same with Sati Sampajanya or Arhata Magga and Phalachita Sada.
Actually, Apamara will be very wide. It's not that simple, right? Okay. Here the definitions of Pamara here, right? I will not explain because too much. You can see here 11. Right? It's more than enough, right? This is Pamara. Opposite of this Pamara is called Apamara. Right? Mostly we understand Apamara as a mindfulness or heedfulness. But when we talk about only heedfulness, also sometimes not correct. Okay, you can see here. Right? So don't get, sometimes, okay, one more thing. When we say sutta, we have to understand sutta, right? Don't mess up with Abhidhamma too much.
Now, is it possible to attain Upachara Samadhi by breath only without nimitta?
Actually, I have already shown the table, right? Without nimitta, you cannot attain anything, right? You cannot attain anything. Don't dream. Okay, here, the table. 1, 2, 3, right? You can also see in the table 3. Pratipaka nimitta, upachara bhavana, apana bhavana. You know? That's why without pratipaka nimitta, you cannot attain any upachara samadhi or apana samadhi. Okay. Then, any question now?
Dear Sayadaw, I have a question. Do the dreams make any bad or good effects on us or on meditator? When bad is, should we wake up earlier before the dreams come?
Bad dream.
The dreams, yes.
A dream is okay, right? This dream is a dream. This is not agusala, right? No choice sometimes. Okay, one more thing. Sometimes because of too much attachment, we have dream. That kind of thing also can happen, right? So some of the dreams are because of weather or blood circulation or many other conditions. In this case, okay, no problem. Yeah? Any other thing?
I know some people, they don't have any dreams in their life.
Any
Is
dream?
this? Yes, they don't dream at all.
No, this is maybe something
I can choose two persons.
something incorrect. Only Arahat don't have dream. Right? Arahat may not have dream.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And the Anagami, they have dream. Okay. Right? Yeah, anything?
Pandami Sayadaw, dạ thầy cho con hỏi là cái khi nào mình sẽ sử dụng băng nha, còn khi nào sẽ sử dụng nha ná ạ?
When we use panya and when we use jnana.
Actually, these are synonyms. Right? So, for example, Vipassana Panya, Vipassana Jnana, we use two of them also. Right? Actually, both of them are the same. Okay, now we can share merit, right? Etavadaja amehi Sambadam bunya sambadam Sabbe deva numodandu Sabbe buddha numodandu Sabbe saddha numodandu Sabba sambati siddhya
Sampati siddhya
Idame hodu
idame nyatinam hotu
Sukita hondu nyadayo
sukhita hontu nyatayo
Idame nyadinam hodu
idame nyatinam hotu
Sukita hondu nyadayo
sukhita hontu nyatayo
Idame nyadinam hodu
idam
Sukita hondu nyadayo Idame bunyam Asawakaya Waham hodu Idame bunyam Nibbanasa Bhajayo hodu Mama bunya bhagam Sabba sadanam Bhajemi Te sabbe Me samam Bunya bhagam Lavantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.